motherfuckers get fired.
Yo, what's up, family? It's 2 times too many here. Pmoore Parlay, no days off, Paul, whatever you want to call me. Here with my guy, my brother, Tingham. Time is money, Mac. Let's get
Hey, time to Mac. I'm time to Mac now. You know what I'm saying?
Time to Mac.
Yeah, I done got married. I'm just chilling. You know.
So you're not.
I can't be. I can't.
Time
I can't
was
be,
Mac.
I can't be Tingham no more.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm saying? I can't be Tingham no more.
Hey.
But
Yo, we got a couple hot topics for him today, y'all. I mean, we got Deion Sanders, Colorado coach. Lamar, pray for his recovery. He just got hurt. Odell doesn't know where he's going yet.
Shout
Jerry
out to
Jones
my man,
doing
Lamar.
racist stuff back in the day and probably still doing racist stuff now. Again, if y'all got topics, send us our way, but we just gonna get right into it, man. Deion, what's up with the black people upset at my guy for advancing himself and others around him? Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, right? You can't stay stagnant forever, right? You either get demoted or you get elevated, like he said. And the thing about Deion is he sound like a preacher, but I ain't heard one mouth come out his mouth that wasn't a lie. That was a lie.
One word come out of his mouth.
I haven't heard anything come out of his mouth that was a lie. That wasn't what it don't matter what race, a young male looking to find his way in life through sports didn't need to hear.
I mean, I got love for Deion. I'm really tired of these people coming at Deion for really just moving forward. And this is the worst. That I was telling somebody, I've been getting in so many. I usually don't do this, but sometimes I gotta hop in the fire, Paul. Sometimes I gotta hop in the fire, and I gotta remind people that I am still Tingham, North South. I just said I'm not Tingham no more.
You're not.
But when it comes to that, I still am. But sometimes I be getting to hop in some of these little fights and battles, and I usually don't do them on like Facebook and Instagram and all that.
But it's like you be
with this Deion conversation,
you be like,
you know what you're talking about. I wanted all the smoke with everybody. Cause it's just making me. It be people that's so mad at. I was at work the other day, in the middle of a 12-hour overnight shift. We sitting in the car, chilling, doing a break with one of my mans, and we sitting there when the announcement comes out.
Yeah, cause it was late.
Deion.
It was like Friday night.
Yeah,
Saturday
it was late. It was late when the announcement came out that he was going to Colorado. And my man, like, Deion, he leaving JSU? F Deion, man. Dude start going off.
Don't know nothing.
I'm like, yo, what you mad for? You ain't supposed to. I was like, bruh, you ain't going to no HBCU.
Right.
Like, what's up with you?
Not that you support HBCU.
Like, I was like, yo, why you hold Deion to such a standard to do everything right for supporting black people? Every decision that he makes gotta be great.
And let the
for
people
black
know
people.
where you coming from, because you went to HBCU.
I went to an HBCU,
Right.
but not even just that. I said, why does Deion have to make every single decision correct for the betterment of black people? And I was looking at this dude. Right now, we working at an overnight warehouse job. And I'm like, bruh, clearly we didn't make every decision that was best for black people. So why are you looking mad at Deion?
But I think he is making the right decisions, right? Because he's going to put it like this. There's so many levels I could take this. One, they wasn't winning before he got there. Two, he already said what the plan was. That he's going to entertain a Power 5 school, right? Why is he going to entertain that, right? Not only because of the money, but it's the conversation that he can now have with the money and allocate, right? The biggest impact that he had at Jackson State was be able to bring in money that wasn't directly coming out of his pocket, which he also did, right?
It was more than that.
It was way more than that. So let's keep it real. First
I give
year,
a quick rundown?
No, the first year he gave half his salary. They was only paying him $500,000 and probably was paying him in intervals, right? Because they barely had enough. They weren't paying him bonuses. They didn't have locker rooms. He paid for the locker
They
rooms.
was paying him $300,000, and all his 10 assistants had to split $500,000, right? They was paying him $300,000.
But he took half.
It wasn't half. It was half. They gave him half of his
salary to give them the facilities needed
to help with and donate it to,
which is really bare minimum if you want to have a winning team.
Then also don't forget that now the NFL has a HBCU Pro Day. Who put that together?
Deion. And one of the biggest things is the HBCUs are getting an unfair allocation of funds when they go play these bigger schools, when they basically getting paid to go get trash. And when they paid to go get torched by another
paid,
team, they're not getting paid enough to even make it there and make it back with profit.
Yep.
Right? So now that Deion is on the other side of a Power 5 school in a bigger conference like the Pac-12, he can be in those, not only Colorado, but Pac-12 meetings mandating that every Pac-12 team that plays in HBCU has to allocate these amount of funds or it can't happen. Or he put it on Front Street and he put it on, because he knows the X's and O's, he knows the ones and zeros. He knows the dollar signs down to the T. He knows how it's supposed to go from the food to the flight to the hotel living circumstances to what the coaches get paid to what everyone gets paid. And that's why, again, living circumstances to what the coaches get paid to what everyone gets paid. And that's why, again, people think Deion's trying to go bigger job to get to the NFL. He's already said that he don't want to go to the NFL because the NFL has players that make way more than the coaches. And that just is not what Deion wants to be about. Deion's here for the youth. And he said another thing about the NIL is you got players in college making more than the coaches, which can be an issue when you're trying to mentor somebody, right? Deion knows how to get through to young African-American males and all cultures, walks of life, right? When you went in and you believe and have faith in yourself and a guy like Deion, I think the bigger calling you just follow where he's taking you, right? And I don't necessarily think Deion was going to take the job. I think Deion really was waiting kind of for another bigger school that just hasn't taken that step yet. And Deion was like, all right, y'all gave me this challenge at Jackson State. Team from zero to hero. Colorado is in a worse situation compared to the levels that they're on, right, than Jackson State was, right? Jackson State wasn't the worst HBCU. Colorado was damn near the worst FBS school. Right, they really are the worst in the Pac-12, right? So if he even goes over 500 next year, 500 meaning over, he has a winning record, you know. For people that don't know what 500 means.
They watching 2 times too many. They should.
Yeah, you should know. But all I'm saying is, you know, bigger pot, bigger money, you know, more that he can allocate, more impact. You got people like Travis Hunter that balled out. You know, he could have went there and not balled out, and people wouldn't be like, oh, he was a bust, he wasn't really the best. He went out there, Deion had him sit out for a couple games to get healthy, he came back, balled out. Now, the only thing I see about Travis Hunter is he's only like 18, 19. He's still a little scrawny. He got the size and height-wise, but he ain't gonna get, he kind of frail, but
he got injured a lot.
He's frail because he's young, right?
In the sweat.
But my thing is, he's not gonna gain NFL weight at Jackson State with Jackson State facilities, even with the new stuff. Going to Colorado at a big D1 that already got all that stuff, already got all that food, you eating that buffalo and deer meat, oh, he gonna pack that weight on.
Yeah, so with this conversation, like, I'm not mad at Deion at all. Like,
he can't be.
I look at what he's done, how he set stuff up for the next coach coming into Jackson State, he set so many things up. Think about how many times Jackson State was on ESPN this year.
Right now,
College Game Day came to Jackson State.
Never happened to HBCU ever.
The second time. It happened to an HBCU, like, I forgot how long ago, but it was the second time that it happened. But, like, sure. Deion made all of that happen. Yeah. Then they also got national broadcasting in ESPN deals for the SWAC, for the whole conference.
For the whole conference.
Not just for Jackson State.
Taking out for Jackson State.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like so many things that he's done. Now, there's the other side of the coin.
He did set someone else to come in.
There's the other side of the coin.
Someone got to fill the shoes.
Hold on, there's the other side of the coin where some people have talked about where I kind of feel like this is what we see and what happens to black communities, how we build ourselves up to a certain place within our community and we are told, or sometimes institutions put a cap on our success. So we feel as though we have to go elsewhere to reach out. Because to be honest with you,
about Jackson State?
Yeah, Jackson State. Like Deion talked about it in an interview. He said that he wouldn't really want to play certain schools because it's like, it's certain things he can recruit, but in them trenches, he don't got the best of the best. And like in a lot of HBCUs, some of them skill players, some of them skill players, the wide receivers, the cornerbacks, the running backs, the safeties, they can compete with anybody D1.
Anybody.
But the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and some of them linebackers,
it's night and day.
It's not even close. And it's like, I think as good as he would coach, know how great he would do at his job. What you said, one thing about the facilities and equipment and the type of recruitment that he can do.
The food they eating.
Our offensive linemen don't want to come to poor facilities with poor food.
Nah,
I don't care how good the coaches is.
They need to eat, and they need to train,
and they need to eat good.
And train some more.
You ain't got a whole bunch of chicken, beef, and steak for them all the time. That good, nice lean. Nah, they not coming.
No.
So it's like there's certain things that he was capped at, and that's kind of what people are looking at. Like, well, that is the trick of the enemy to get you to leave your culture and your circumstance to go
right, but I
elsewhere, and that's in the stealing of our greatest resources.
Black people still go to
is people.
PWI.
They do, but that's part of the argument because
and most of the black players that go to the NFL are coming from PWIs.
Was because of what the movement, because like people got mad. I understand why people are upset, and I understand it. I'm just trying to get them to understand that
someone else's turn.
That you can't be mad at Deion.
There's plenty of other coaches that can do what Deion.
I'm trying to explain to you why people are upset. Yeah. What I'm saying is that people are upset because Deion was doing more than coaching. He was starting a movement.
He's already started this movement.
But people want they don't pay attention to Deion. Listen, the problem sometimes with starting a movement is that people don't understand in order for a movement to be successful, it has to have a filled out structure and not one person to be successful. Because once that one person leaves, now the movement leaves.
I agree, but I think...
And Deion like, nah, I done set things up where y'all can take this and run with it.
Because another NFL player can come in, or former NFL coach can come in.
Eddie George, we done had a bunch of... Eddie George came in. Didn't Hugh Jackson go to Brandon? Right? Like, it's a bunch of people that then came in since this Deion era has started, where you got a lot of different black celebrity coaches and former players that are coming that know football that can bring different resources and allocations to a program where now he has done his part and he has done his work.
It's not just them.
The Bible says that one plants the seed, the other waters, and God gives the increase. He planted the seed. Right. Somebody else got to come water, and God gonna get an increase. God gonna get an increase. So,
and I think he made the infrastructure for someone to go out there on a leap of faith, and they'll be set up for success towards the future, right? So I don't see how one can be upset. I don't see why you can be upset at one person not wanting to be in a situation with their hands tied and no one is supporting them but yourself, right? It's not like a bunch of people started donating to HBCUs. Yeah, I saw a bunch of celebrities go to the games, but how many of those celebrities, and this is no shade to anyone, right? No shade to anyone. But I seen T.O., I seen Gilly the Kid, I seen a bunch of rappers show up. How many of those rappers actually donated, put their dollar behind their mouth and was like, yo, I'm gonna make sure they got this for next year. Or yo, I'm gonna invest in the team. Even if you may expecting something in return, because you can invest in the NIL. Right? You don't have to just invest in locker room stuff. So Deion's like, yo, we wasn't getting I don't want players to worry about the NIL when he got to Colorado. That's one thing, it caught me off guard. He's like, I want my people worried about the NFL, not the NIL. So we already got that set up where we got a pool of money for the play. Because now, if I'm a player coming out of high school, I don't want to just go to Alabama. I want to go to who's paying me the most. Because now I can get paid for my services. What you talking about? Deion's going to get me paid. And if I don't go to the league, Deion gonna be my mentor anyway.
That is dope. But see,
come on now.
But also the greatness, and this is why some people get mad, because the greatness of who Deion is, and I'm just, we can't just be all one side on here. The greatness of who Deion is and what he brings and the type of culture that he brings with him, for him to go and give it and put it in a place where it ain't all the way fully prospering our people. That's why people get mad, and that's some of the argument when it comes to That's some of the argument when it comes to life, that people sometimes don't understand the amount of sacrifice that they ask him. Because Deion is a competitor. Like, let's be real. He's a competitor.
He's trying to beat the
when everything he do, he want to be the very best. You think he don't want to win the college national championship? You think he was gonna do it at Jackson State?
You think he been on these commercials with Nick Saban and Aflac for no reason?
Wait till
3 years from now.
And he want to get some get back and want to be able to. You think he don't really want to be able to square up with Nick Saban one good time? You feel me? And like put the pause on it for real? Like nah. So like when you look at it, was he gonna be able to do that at Jackson State? No. But he could. Maybe if he built it for 20, 30 years, and then 30 years from now, maybe he could have.
Yeah. He can do more for black people in 5 years at Colorado and 30 years at Jackson State. And that's
whoa, I ain't gonna say that.
You just said it's gonna take him 30 years to even compete on a level with Nick Saban.
Let me.
He gonna be able to compete with Nick Saban next year.
You changing the narrative.
And 80% of his team gonna be black. And 70% gonna go to the NFL. Ah man, they got me hyped, man. They got me hyped.
Down, dog. Like, listen, don't bring.
I had to play spades in the desert for water.
Oh my gosh, you been hanging with Jamal too much. Look, look. What I'm saying is, Deion. A lot of people get mad because it's like, if he was to sacrifice and stay at Jackson State, he could do way more for black people than him going to Colorado. Because he could build up black institutions where it's not where you have black athletic directors, black chancellors, black head coaches, all that coming from him, and it's all the fun, the dowry of the school is managed by black folk, where we can make decisions on certain.
It all is managed by black folks. Everything you said is already happening.
At HBCUs.
It's already happening.
But they're all underfunded. You bring somebody who could bring a national championship to an HBCU.
Let me know when you're done your
funding with rolling.
They're not gonna get a national championship without the trenches.
But you could get that over time. And what I'm trying to say is that people want him to sacrifice.
He did.
No, but the thing is, in order to do it on the scale that it needs for us as a people to get
scale up, right?
No,
by going to Colorado.
Paul, is you ever going to shut up?
No, because you keep just saying the same things. It's going to take 30 years to get a championship, and he got to sacrifice. No, that's not helping black people. That's not. There's already black people in all those positions at all these HBCUs, and them niggas don't even want to pay Deion a goddamn bonus. They don't want to show him no love and be like, we're going to do this to keep you here.
And niggas don't listen. And this is what happens. Niggas don't listen. They just want to talk. They just want to talk.
I ain't been wrong yet.
Yes, you have. If you would listen, I'm trying to explain to you what people want. What they want.
What they want ain't what they need.
Shut up, nigga.
You keep saying wrong stuff.
No.
What they want ain't what they need. Black people want Louis. Black people need to worry about little P4 in the house, what he learning. Not Louis.
And this is what I deal with on a regular basis. On every single day.
Talking about wants and needs like we little baby and Drake. Come on, man.
What is he talking
about? I'm on one today. Alright? This how you help black people.
And that's just
you scale up. You go to Colorado, now you got 200 black people all in the transfer portal, right? This ain't 10 years ago. This is the transfer portal. I can go to Deion and snap of a finger. Now my whole life has changed because I got God first in my life because of Deion, right? Now school is first because of Deion.
Hey, but you not listening. What you keep worrying about is just the player. I'm talking about everything around it.
Yes, me too.
Because the players have already been going to Colorado. The players have already been in the transfer. Black players have already been going to all of these schools.
No, they haven't.
They've been recruiting us for years. That's why they started winning.
No.
What are you talking about?
Colorado ain't winning.
Huh? They used to win when they had all them black players.
Before was born.
Eric Bieniemy was the running back for Colorado. He's the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
How long
right now? In like the 90s, I don't know.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get to.
Thank you.
No, Jimmy.
30 years.
Jimmy Smith was.
So everything you keep saying gonna take 30 years.
No,
he played in the 90s and he just got. Come on, preach. Hey, this ain't cut water. This is coconut water. All right. The cut water different.
That's crazy. He act like this sober. So like, look, Paul. You got shut up.
You got to
shut up.
Cause I just keep rebuttaling you too crazy. You just keep giving me alley-oops and I keep. Just go ahead, man. You got it. 30 years. Deion gonna sacrifice. Oh my you know how old he gonna be in 30 years?
No. Man. Do you understand that? What I'm saying is, black people have been recruited by all these PWIs for years. Yeah. It's not a new thing. Mm-hmm. But you know what they don't have? Black athletic directors. Mm-hmm. They don't have an abundance of black chancellors. Shut up! You said you was gonna shut up.
But you got
shut up!
Rebuttal.
Shut up! Shut up! They don't have black chancellors. They don't have all of this stuff. You know what? The money that is made around the sport, the people who profit off it the most, don't look like you and me. Now, if he doesn't,
what's more important for black people? What's more important for black people?
Resources.
A black head athletic director at a Pac-12 school, or at Jackson State, who already got that.
No.
I'll wait.
You know what's more?
I need an answer to that.
People?
That's gonna help the culture more when these white schools start having black people in those positions.
No.
And you're not gonna be able to do that at Jackson State.
No. See, this
yes.
is the whole thing.
I need you to give me an answer to that.
This is what they did.
I need you to give me an answer to that.
This is what they did
when
no, I'm trying to. If you would shut up, this is what I've been trying to talk about this whole time.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get to a point. This is what they did when they integrated the Negro League with the MLB. What they did was they took all the resources that we have to offer instead of us having our own and be able to build our own. Because you said, what if we had an athletic director at the Pac-12?
No, I didn't say.
Shut up.
I said what's more important for black people.
Shut up.
What's more important for black people?
For us not to have one athletic director at the Pac-12.
It starts with one.
But for the SWAC to be more powerful than the Pac-12, where all the athletic directors look like us. And that's what we've been asking for.
Right.
And that's what's more important for black people.
They got visions of grandeur.
No.
That's like wanting all this Louis in the goddamn house. You're not going. The SWAC is never going to be bigger. SEC. Stop. That's never going to happen.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
We ain't going to change it.
No. You can't say that. Because guess what? The Negro League was bigger than the MLB.
It was.
It was. And then it integrated. Right. They had control. And we lost everything.
So you saying they're going to integrate, or you can say it's going to take 30 years?
No.
Because it ain't going to be tomorrow. Now, it ain't going to be in 5 years.
Now they don't have to integrate. What they do is just pull all the elite resources.
No, but I'm saying
from the SWAC, so it stays a lesser.
Let's come here, right? Because now we debating. Now it's me versus you. This is what I love about the goddamn show.
Attention.
2 times too many. No. I'm saying
you're not paying attention.
No. You're saying
he just
hypothetically.
Just because you louder than me, that don't mean you right.
Whisper.
Just because you loud, that don't mean you right. That just mean you a big mouth.
Hypothetically, guys, if Deion would have stayed, he could have made the SWAC bigger than SEC. Is what you just said out your mouth. Yes or no?
Yes. What I'm saying is hypothetically.
And what I'm saying is
that is something
realistically
that could have happened.
And actual, Deion is.
I didn't say the SEC. I said the Pac-12.
No, I just asked you if the SEC.
We was talking about.
Run it back.
I just asked you. Did he go to the SEC?
Right. We were just talking about him playing Nick Saban and winning a national title.
I said
so obviously he's got to compete against the SEC
you just
to win a national title.
You just try to
stop it, Tim. I know everything about everything.
No,
you've been my friend for over 15 years. You know what's up.
Hey, you crazy.
The SWAC is never going to be bigger than the SEC. I'm sorry.
Pac-12, I said. It could be bigger than the Pac-12.
Not within 20 years, no.
Yes, it could. It could probably.
If Deion stayed there, maybe, yes. I'll give you that. But it would take Deion more than 10 years. More than a decade.
That's fair.
I think he can do better. I think, all right,
now, if that happens,
I just think he can do more for black people in 10 years at a Pac-12 school.
No. Because listen.
Why not? Tell me why.
This was why. Because it's something I seen on, I think it was on TikTok. And it was talking about how the system is rigged sometimes. You give somebody some money. You give it to 2 different people, a poor person and a rich person. You give it money, a lump sum of money to a poor person. What do they do? What you just said. They go buy Jordans, buy Louis, buy all that. Well, who owns that? The rich. Mm-hmm. So the rich just got richer. Mm-hmm. Guess what? You give a whole bunch of money to some rich folk. What they do? Go invest it in the stock market, and investment. Mm-hmm. Who makes money off of that? The rich. It's rigged. So what I'm saying is the impact that he could make at Colorado financially and the resources and how much that those PWIs would gain off of it, we ain't catching up.
We're never gonna catch up. I already said that.
You do catch up when you have that.
You're never gonna catch up to the SEC.
What I'm saying is that this Deion going to Colorado has been an example in sports of what people have been talking about for centuries when it goes back to desegregation and the mindset difference between was it W.E.B. Du Bois and what's my man name? Come on, help me out. I just lost it. And Malcolm X and the Martin Luther King side of things, the passive integration or the aggressive separation.
Right.
And that's really what we just saying. I'm not saying I disagree with Deion.
I'm saying I disagree with you.
Huh? I mean, that's cool.
The SWAC will never be bigger than the SEC.
I mean, you got on a bubble vest
than the
jacket.
Pac-12.
Like, you got on the bubble vest. So I disagree with you.
So the best athlete in a fucking 50-mile radius.
Nah.
Find
Hey,
somebody.
listen.
Go find somebody. That's another thing you can't
do better than me. Rap.
Cause you wait.
Yeah.
You like
He quiet on that one. Let me get in his camera.
Hey,
He quiet on that one.
that's because he's an SEC lineman.
Nah.
And I'm
Two
a Jackson
times,
State.
Two
Travis
times.
Hunter.
I'm 2 times too many. That's why.
2 times overweight.
He little.
I set
He
yourself
little.
up for that one, boy.
He's
Sit
little.
your ass down.
He little.
Sit 2 times too big. Sit your
Hey,
ass
listen.
down.
He little.
Alright,
He little.
whatever you say.
Alright, we didn't settle down. I ain't had the rank poll.
At the end of the day, we both agree with the Deion move. He thinks black people have a right to be upset. I think y'all should shut the hell up and let the man do what he been doing.
I actually don't think black people have a right to be upset. I think I understand where they're coming from, but that is a grown man who's gonna do what he gonna do, and I feel like he has done enough where he's off the hook. Like, Deion started the movement. Yeah, he ain't finished the movement, but he started it. Somebody else got to pick up where he left off.